Hi, for this video, I will do question 2 of the practice test. So when you read the question 2 here, it says what? Use the invoices worksheet. So we have to change the worksheet to invoices. Alright, so this is invoice. Okay, so it says here, cell D2, use an Excel formula if actual addressing when necessary to compute due date. Okay, so what is a due date? Due date is basically date of invoice plus the credit period. So if I were to scroll down, this is the credit period 30 days. All right, credit period 30 days. So we do here, due date is equal to your this date plus your 30 days. All right. Now this one again here it says that you have to understand this formula. Okay, C2 when you copy down will become C3, C4. So we let it stays as relative. E23 when you copy down you want it to always stay as E23. So this one we have to hold it absolute. So what we do is we will actually either press function key F4 or you can key in the dollar sign. So this is what we have. All right. So here you find that the due date is 23rd October. Now if you get a number here, and what you can do is you just simply come here and format this as a date. So here if you get a number, you can come here and say, okay, go to home and change this to make sure this is a date. This thing date. Okay, so this is a date. If it is a number, change to a date. Now whether the date is in this format or in some other format doesn't matter. So long as you get a date, it is correct. All right. So here due date, and then you say copy the formula to cell D3, D21. So we copy this date. This date we copy now onto here. Okay, so we can do B. B says in E2, we want to compute number of days overdue. All right, so this is a due date. So we want to find out how many days is this invoice overdue. So in this case, what we do is we actually set due date. So we come here, okay, the due date credit end date, we set it as 31st December. In other words, we are assuming that the calculation will be done on 1st Jan 2022. So the credit end date is set at 31st December. All right. So if your credit end date is 31st December, how many days is this overdue? So here the formula is equal to actually this one here. The formula here is equal to number this overdue is defined credit end date less your due date equal to this one, this date minus your this due date. Okay. So again, you have to ask yourself which of these two dates you have to hold as absolute. Now you copy down, you don't want your B23 to change to B24. Why? Because B23, 24, all these are all blank. So we want it to stay at B23. But your D2, when copied down, you want to change to D3, D4, D5, D6, and so on. So this one is the one that we have to put a dollar sign and then another dollar sign. Okay, so you alright. So if your due date is 31st of December, this particular invoice is 69 days overdue. Right? So we can copy down all the rest. Copy down. And then here it says that type in 0 for negative overdue days. So this two is negative, so we change to 0. In other words, it's still not due, so that's why it's 0. Right? So this is for your B. Now C, we say in cell F2, it is F2, we want to calculate what is the penalty. You are 69 days overdue, how much penalty do you pay? So here is same thing, we say that the penalty defined as invoice amount. So we can put equal, invoice amount is down here, this is invoice amount. Okay, invoice amount times the penalty rate, times the penalty rate. Now your penalty rate is down here. This is the penalty rate. Okay. Now this penalty rate here, again, this one we have to make it into a actual address. So we have to come to here, put a dollar sign, put a cursor here, put a dollar sign, and then move it here. Okay. So this penalty rate multiply number of days overdue. Okay, so you multiply this overdue is now this overdue this one. Okay. Now since your overtime rate in this one 5% is annual rate, we have to divide the whole formula by 365. Okay, so here will be divided by 365. Alright, so this is the first part. You find that you get $47.26. So here it tells us use a round function to round the result to 0 decimal place. Okay, so you can come here, you can insert here, you say round, R-O-U-N-D, or maybe I use the uppercase here to see, R-O-U-N-D. Then open bracket, then you come here, comma. How many place of decimal? 0 decimal, so you get 0. Right? 0, and then you prove this. Alright, so that's all. So you will get $47. Okay, $47. And then you copy formula down to here. And then format invoice amount and penalty to currency is 0 decimal. So we will select this. Now then you can hold on to your control key, and select all this as well. Alright, so all this as well. And then we release your control key, you can go to your home, choose currency. Okay, currency give you 2 decimal, so we don't want decimal, we just click on this one. -1, -2. So this is the answer. Alright. Okay, then we do the next question. It says in cell G2, use nested if to indicate number of days overdue. It's greater than 60, we will display the message stop credit. Greater than 30, but less than 60, we will display message to monitor. Else, we say normal. Right? So here we are going to use nested if. Don't use IFS. IFS we mark as wrong. Why? Because here we say very clearly use nested if. So here we just simply say equal to, okay, the first if. Oh, the is first if. If open bracket is this one. Number of days overdue greater than 60. So number of days overdue is this one. Number of days is this one greater than 60. Okay. If greater than 60, what we do? Greater than 60, we say okay, comma, I will display message, stop credit. Stop credit. Now this one, because we are displaying a message, so you must use open quotation and close quotation. So you comma again. Now what if it is less than 60 days? Less than 60 days we have to test. We will test if your number of days overdue is greater than 30 or not. Okay. Now 30, if greater than 30, we will say monitor. Alright. Else, what we do? Else, if it's less than 30, we say normal. This is normal. Then we close on bracket. Okay, look at color. This is red, red and red. So we have to enter one. Okay, until we get black. Okay, so this nested if because we have one if statement and another if statement. So we accept this. Okay, so this is 69. It's greater than 60. So if you get to stop credit, you can copy the rest. Okay, you can check. This one is 57, so it's to monitor. This one 29, normal. 33 to monitor. Okay, so this is your nested if. Okay, nested if. The next one, we are going to create a pivot table. So pivot table, you're told to use A1 to H21. So be A1 here all the way up to H21. Okay, be careful. We stop at H21. And then create a pivot table on a new worksheet showing sum or penalty by customer. So here, after you select your data range, you'll go to insert, and then you say you want pivot table. All right. insert pivot table. Okay, you want to insert it from the table range and be indicated. So we see this one. So they tell us the invoice, and then we want it to be on the new worksheet. So don't click this one. We want new worksheet because here it says what? We want it to be on the new worksheet. So we say okay. So this new worksheet, okay, you want your pivot table to be by sum of penalty by customer. So you want to be okay. So you can choose here. Look at the field here. So you have to scroll down until we get customer. Okay, we want customer. All right. So see all your customer name here. Then over there we want by sum of penalty. So you want this one penalty. Okay. Now penalty here, you can see here say sum penalty. So this is our pivot table. So Albert penalty 405. Total penalty for Gilbert is 579. All right. So here again, we say move invoice amount to the value area in the pivot table fields and change the value field setting to average. Okay. So what we want is we want to include this invoice amount. So you come here, you see here invoice amount. Okay. You just click on invoice amount. Okay. Invoice amount, you will actually be dropped here. You click on this one, invoice amount. Don't click on date, click on invoice amount. Right? Now invoice amount is here. So here is this sum, but what we want is average. So you click on this one here. Click on this one here. You say value field setting. So this very first thing you bring it out. Okay, what we want is average. Right? So we say okay. So you have row labels, sum penalty, average of invoice amount. And here what we do is we're going to change. This one row labels here. This one is actually our customer name. So this is change to customer. USTOMERS. Customers. Okay. So here change to edit the pivot table column headings to customers. Next one is total penalty. So this one be instead of sum penalty, we say total penalty. Okay. Then the next one here, we want it to be average invoice amount. So we just come here, we delete the word off. Okay, average invoice amount. Then it say edit the pivot table column headings to customer, and down here format total pay and average invoice amount to currency decimal. All right, so we're going to do the formatting. Okay, we're going to format this one here, or this one. Then use your other hand, hold to the control key and select this one. Okay, all this we want to change to currency with no decimal. So remove decimal. Yeah, so this is our pivot table. Right? You get your cursor outside, you don't see your field. You put inside, you see all this. So being put outside. Okay, so next one is this one. Add a 3D pie pivot chart showing total penalty by customer and position it below the pivot table. Okay, so we want to create a pie and then put it down here. So here, of course, you have to make sure that your cursor is inside the pivot table. Okay, in fact, what we want is we want a pie to show total penalty by customer. So we'll select this, total penalty and customer. No need to select the average invoice amount. Why? Because we only want total penalty by customer. Okay, total by customer. Then you go to your insert here. You find that you want to insert pivot chart. So click on pivot chart. Okay, just click on this again, and they'll tell you what are the charts available. We want it to be pie, and we want 3D pie. Right? 3D pie. So click on this one. So this is the one we want. We say okay. So this is our 3D pie. Then we say position it below the pivot table. So right here below. Okay. And then we want to add data labels outside the pie slices. So click on this one. You want to add. You want data label. Now data label we want it to be outside end. Alright. So that's it. We finish our this pivot chart. We have the table and the chart. Okay, then you say name the pivot sheet as pivot and move it to after the invoices worksheet. So we can change this to pivot, P-I-V-O-T. Okay, then we move it.